Well, hello everyone. Well, it seems that the worst of my flu is over, I would say, and once again, I'm just slightly swapping the videos I had planned. So one I had in mind for today will be tomorrow, and vice versa. Just don't get the mistaken assumption that daily upload is going to be the norm. And again, I reiterate the 2X video is going to be ready to go on Thursday with the anniversary of the console's launch. So let's talk about, I would say, hey, this month's gaming vlog, a few developments we want to address, and what I'm currently playing. I'm excited to play, so let's begin. Let's start, which might be, hey, get the bad stuff out of the way first. That's after the massive failure of Concord, where there was wondering what was going to happen next, and this scenario is one never ruled out that Firewalk is no more, having closed down as of an email sent out by studio co-head Herman Holst, and which they actually shared to their blog. So I'm gonna read over the most relevant parts of it. Today I want to share some important updates from Sony Interactive Entertainment Studio Business Group. We consistently evaluate our games portfolio and status of our products to ensure we are meeting near and long-term priorities. As part of our ongoing effort to strengthen SIE's studio business, we have made a difficult decision relating to our studios, Young Koi and Firewalk. We're going to be focusing mainly on the latter, but let's just say that they are going to be developing another live service title, but now both they and the game have gotten the axe, so let's pick up on that one. Regarding Firewalk, as announced in September, certain aspects of Concord were exceptional, but others didn't land on enough players, and as a result, we took the game offline. We spent considerable time these past few months exploring our options. After much thought, we determined the best path forward is to permanently sunset the game and close the studio. I want to thank all of Firewalk for their craftsmanship, creative spirit, and dedication. The PvP, a first-person shooter genre, is a competitive space that's continuously evolving, and unfortunately, we did not hit our targets with this title. We'll take the lessons learned from Concord and continue to advance our life-service capabilities to deliver further growth in this area. Mr. Holst, you have a gift for understatement. And let's finish this up here. I'm a big believer in the benefits of embracing creative experimentation and developing new IP. However, growing the sustainable financial, especially in a challenging economic environment, is critical. So, the people behind the studio, my understanding, that weren't let go are been reassigned to help maintaining Destiny 2, as well as retooling the upcoming marathon, both from Bungie. And at this stage, it would not surprise me if Fair Games ended up becoming the next one to get the axe either, since we haven't really seen a whole lot of that one since the initial cinematic trailer. Orlando, though, sounding meh. And I'm not certain how much Astrobot cost to make, but I'm willing to bet was far less than the total cost of this game, which has the higher end estimate of $400 million, man. And even though some people deny this, as they've also recently reiterated their support of single player titles heading into 2025 and beyond, which is good. Like, they're gonna make. I can see more ones like God of War or Horizon, Spider-Man going forward, and even The Last of Us. In regards to those last couple, both Naughty Dog and Insomniac, I stated when they had the choice between becoming like a games of service studio or putting the development time and resources to the single player titles they actually want to make as much as they audience want to play. I'm glad they chose to stick to what they know. So let's continue a bit. A bit more positive stuff I thought I'd be willing to talk about. That they have. There's been some updates about a couple games coming out at the end of this year that I'm low-key excited for. Or the remasters of Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver 1 and 2, as well as Power Rangers Reader's Rewind. And we'll come back to Legacy of Kain in a moment or two, but as a longtime fan of franchise and side-scrolling beat-em-ups, I am quite glad what I'm seeing, as both games are scheduled to come out on December the 10th, with it being very much a love letter to both the side-scrolling beat-em-up and to the franchise. He's building elements from the first 3 seasons, as well as including material from the '95 movie and last year's very well received Once and Always Reunion special, especially with Robo Rita being going on her plan and to give advice to her past self to stop the Fiends before they even have a chance to become the heroes they're known as. Fortunately, it would seem the Rangers catch wind in this plan and also able to give advice to themselves in order to combat this new threat. So, one last bit of news before I officially get into what I'm currently playing. Alright, and is the wait about an official reveal for the next model of the Switch? It continues. One detail that was thankfully confirmed that I was hoping would be is this. Is that for all the games that are currently available on the market, be they digitally purchased from the eShop or on the physical game card, will be backward compatible with the new console, which is very good. But I mean, even though not every single console they made has been backward compatible with the previous one, I always appreciate that, so I don't have to go back to square one on about rebuying every single game I've got. And also just corroborate the beliefs that much like the iPhone, the Switch will be something of an iterative console, or that they will continue to release new variants of as the years go by. So even with Sony and Microsoft being at each other's throats, it's in terms of an ever-increasing technical arms race, their strategy of, I'm gonna do my own thing, is clearly working for them at this stage in their life. So with that in mind, let's talk about what I played recently on the system and what I'm currently playing on it. So, a few ones I played recently on the system, as in my last vlog, were not one, not two, but 3 trials of very interesting video games that are something of indie mini-majors, as it were. I enjoy them all for different reasons. I can see myself getting them in full in the future. There's the puzzle game world to the left, in which you actually arrange things on a table or wall. It's a simple but effective puzzle game concept. There's also Cursed to Golf, something of a Souls-like golf game, as it were, in which you're a professional golfer who ends up getting struck by lightning during a competition, and in order to fully move on to the afterlife, you have to go through a bunch of courses in golf purgatory to determine whether or not you who are going into the good place or the bad place. I honestly still, even though I don't really find that Cars for Kids jingle as obnoxious as others, at least understand why people do. I'm more into St. Vincent de Paul's charity anyway, personally. Last, but definitely not least, is Vampire Survivors, a sort of vampire hair action horror title, which, in many respects, I could definitely call the best Castlevania game that Konami doesn't really make that much anymore. So much so that they even actually had legit collaboration with Castlevania. And even one of my associates, who I'm known to watch in between editing, recording, and writing, and working on lore, I believe their name is Sterling. And even though I don't agree with everything they had to say, I don't take it personally. I do agree with quite a few things, though. I mean, I'm not really on board with the whole Bioware magic idea either. I mean, there are times when you throw into the wall and see what sticks, but not everything does. And of course, my top three titles currently getting me through the shenanigans and all these cabinet picks, which I would personally not even trust to who pump gas, are Sonic Cross Generations, working on clearing all the challenges, is Splatoon 3. I almost have the most recent catalog completed. And Legends of Echoes of Wisdom, I only have one more try to go through before the final boss. And oh yes, I'm still progressing buying Pokemon Scarlet and Violet as well towards 100% completion. I just got the first of the Ancient and Beasts, I believe I was after, Wochen. I mean, you can only challenge them to catch them after you find all the stakes scattered throughout Paldea. So, and yes, Wochen in particular is quite does not want to be caught easily. I'm also expecting in Mario Wonderland in the year, since I know that one came out a year ago, but a lot of people spoke very highly of it. I mean, I only had enough time and money for one new Mario game last year, and I ended up picking the Mario RPG remake instead. So, with that in mind, let's talk about a whole bunch of stuff that just came to PlayStation as well via PS Plus Extra and Premium. Also, briefly talk about the essential games that I got with my subscription. And first is Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 Turbocharged, which, based on the Hot Wheels model cars, it actually is a pretty fun racing game. It captures the feeling of getting into every single crazy scenario you could have whether you're Hot Wheels models when you were younger, or where you could have all these runs, a race taking place between a version of the Batmobile, the Mach 5, and Dom's modified Charger from Fast and Furious, and it would be a completely typical scenario. There's also Death Note Killer Within, which, as a fan of the anime manga, I wish I could say more about, but the sound wasn't working right when I tried to play it, so hopefully they'll fix that soon. On top of me highly anticipating the Marvel vs. Capcom collection coming this week, that finally cleared. It's going to be here on launch day on Thursday. On Friday, whoops, misspoke there. I am pleased to say that Legacy of Kain Blood Omen still holds up quite well. Hell, it's finally here, and I also added the sequel to their catalog as well. I'll keep that in rotation to be sure. And they actually put out a lot of wide variety of stuff this month. I mean, I've also started Digimon Survive, which, even as someone who tends to prefer the other, that was actually the first game time that actually caught my interest for mixing stuff of visual novels, those tactical turn-based strategy, and also survival as well. So basically, if you played anything like Disgaea or Zero Escape, aka Zero Time Dilemma, you should have some idea what to expect there. It's that kind of mixture of gameplay. I also am pleased to say that another one of Ryuga Gotoku's games is live as well. That's being Like a Dragon Ishin. And I may give that one its own video in the near future, as I've done previous RGG games that have come on the platform. But I'm already enjoying it as a prequel, which is set in 19th century Japan. The last link between some of their past traditions and the beginnings of a more industrialized society. And even though a lot of that aspects plays quite seriously. He, don't worry, some of the more absurd aspects are still there, especially in terms of the heat mechanics, and also we have Majiba's ancestor, or who has the same actor doing the voice and motion capture, or 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 doing our version of the version of Where's Waldo or Where's Wally Village across the pond watching this, if any of you. Hmm. And of course, to help wrap this up, I am still working on playing more Grand Theft Auto San Andreas for my full video on why that's my favorite PS2 game, and also playing more my second favorite, Snake Eater. That's it still blows my mind how much you can do in those two games, even to this day, and how the influence they've had on their respective genres as well. All that. I think in many ways staggering some of the bosses, such as the Pain, and 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 also the Fury, with their drain of stamina. It actually seems like a precursor to how Lost Souls likes, where they have both a health meter and a stagger meter, as do you. Anyway, that'll be all for now, and I'll see you all again very soon. So, take care, everyone.